So Naoya Inoue feels like him and Gervonta Tank Davis right now are two of the top guys in boxing, but the weight disparity that they have right now makes it hard for him to possibly make a fight together with him because of just different things. You know what I'm saying? Inoue says uh, he feels like right now it's just more hype than anything that the fans are putting together, but he just feels like the weight difference between those two guys is just too significant. Feels like it's just too big of a jump for him to possibly fight a guy at 130. So that lets me know right there that Inoue is probably gonna limit himself to 126 featherweight. As far as the 130, fighting at 130 is probably not gonna happen. But you know, Tank could possibly. I like seeing Tank at that weight as far as 130. Because I feel like when he's at 130, he's not. Lately, he hasn't been draining himself, and he's been disciplined as far as making the weight. That's one of the only concerns I've had with Tank over the years. I felt like probably 5 or 6 years ago, he was just letting himself get a little too heavy, and I felt like because I know when you get towards 29, 30, and you're able to make 130, but if you're kind of just drinking a lot too much alcohol and different things like that, it's gonna be harder over time to kind of cut that fat and make that weight. So that's definitely something that I seen from Tank Davis that kind of concerned me over the years. But anyway, definitely is right about that. The weight difference is kind of. I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't say. Let me say this. Manny Pacquiao's came up at higher weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao's fought 47s and guys who's super middleweights. So he's definitely done it before. So I don't feel like that's gonna be something that's a huge deal or that would make a difficult transition, but that is a lot of weight though for him to try to jump up and try to make that happen. But anyway, he's a very talented guy. I wouldn't if I was him, I wouldn't try to limit myself as far as my capabilities. I'm pretty sure he's a lot more competitive and confident in himself as far as making that jump happen. He probably just doesn't metabolism hasn't slowed down yet. You know what I'm saying? Give it 2 more years, he probably change his mind. Him and Tank are close to be around the same age anyways, so it's not that big of a deal for him to try to make some changes as far as gaining weight if he wanted to, but respectfully, he doesn't have to try to gain weight to have the fight, you know what I'm saying, if he wants to. It's just as far as how he feels about different things. But I feel like jumping that high will be kind of something I wouldn't try to force myself to do. That'll be something that will have to happen over time. But if you try to do that early and fast and try to make a big jump or a big transition to a weight class and you get demolished, it can hurt your career, you know what I'm saying? Especially trying to go back down and different things like that. Because right now, because Lomachenko was thinking about going back to 130, he's stuck at 135, and then Chris Colbert was thinking about going down to 130. He got himself stuck at 135. He didn't want to be at 135. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be at 130. So a lot of times when you're making that weight transition, it depends on the guy. Like, even in most cases, I know I've had history with the weight like that, and when you do certain things like that, it's kind of hard to tell how you'll feel because most people's body, they get stronger as the weight goes up, and most people, they feel heavier and slower when the weight goes up. You know what I'm saying? But these are naturally bigger guys. Tank can naturally get bigger, but he's kind of different. Because when he's disciplined, he can easily make 130. But when he's not disciplined, he has to struggle to make 140 and stuff like that. So a lot of times, it just all depends. It just all depends how things will go in most cases. But I definitely feel like that's something that he's able to do over time, as far as transition to a higher weight class. You know what I'm saying? Inoue just has a lot of things right now that he's trying to do. He's already just moved up recently, and people already expect him to move up again. You know what I'm saying? So they're talking about him going to a weight class he's not even in right now. So he'll have to jump a whole nother weight class that he's not even in yet just to get in a fight with Tank Davis. So yeah, that's definitely an issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't really take the fight serious. That's why I've never and most fans, they don't really try to push for it. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I will take that back. Most fans actually do try to push for it. That's part of the problem. That's why Inoue actually got the question. So I will disagree with that. That's why he got the question, because people do take it serious. But it's disrespectful though, because we feel like a lot of other guys down there in that weight class don't got them, doesn't have the cash or the cachet as far as pulling that stuff together, as far as carrying the name at their weight classes. That's what it seems like. It seems like people act like they don't have someone down there at that weight class that's competitive. I've heard a lot of people recently talking about Bam Rodriguez. I mean, that's a jump too within itself. A lot of these guys are still moving around, doing different things. After Tapalez and the Neary fight, that I feel like is going to happen with Inoue, which will be a good fight. But I just want to see how he does transitioning from these weight classes the next 2 years, and how his power is. It's probably gonna be his last 2 prime years. As far as like the top, you know what I'm saying? He's still gonna be in his prime as far as 33, 34, but it's just gonna be different levels that he's gonna have to try to touch. But he's definitely still at that level where he's a guy that can definitely do a lot of things with the competition that he has in front of him. The next 2 fights he has, they're good fights. And then after that, he'll see in the future. I mean, if people want to keep asking him about the Gervonta Davis fight, it probably will be realistic. But when you get people forcing it down, like, oh, you got to make this fight happen, boxers don't really get attracted to stuff like that. When you do stuff like that, that's when they say like, oh, okay, you begging me so much, you should pay me the way that you feel like I should be compensated. Then yeah, like this is a big fight, pay me that way. There's a lot of people that have that kind of thing going on right now. But he's like, right now, pay me that way. That's what it's gonna be. But anyway, I don't feel like he's tripping about the money. I think it's more about people trying to raise the expectations for him. And he's like, just let me do what I'm capable of doing right now, and don't try to force it down to me. Like, that's a lot of stuff that's the problem with boxing right now. You got a lot of people trying to stick smaller fighters on the bigger fighters. And then when the fight happens and the guy gets knocked out or something, then it's a problem. Like, oh, he should have never did it. Y'all want somebody to challenge themselves, then when it goes left, it's a problem. It's weird, man. Very weird. But Canelo get a pass for it if he loses trying to go up. Y'all give him credit for going up challenging himself. But anybody else, y'all gonna say they got destroyed. So we definitely know what the game is. Inoue knows. He's like, man, y'all ain't finna throw me in there with no heavyweight, basically, and try to get me knocked out because y'all don't like the way I'm going about things in the sport. That's your fault. I've been handling the business. And that's how I would look at it too. But definitely Inoue is putting everything on notice as far as fans trying to pressure him to do something. You ain't gonna pressure me to do nothing. So a lot of y'all that sit up here and got mad at guys like these other fighters that sit up here and Mayweather, oh, y'all, you don't want to fight Pacquiao, you don't want to fight this guy, fight Triple G, fight Canelo, fight this guy. See, when y'all make other boxers do it, you see how hard it is to get somebody in the ring? You see how hard it is? Y'all think it's easy, man. Y'all think jumping weight classes is easy. Anyway, telling you right now, shoot, them little 4 pounds, 2 pounds, and 3 pounds, those matter. He letting y'all know that. So I'm just letting you know. When y'all telling somebody jump 7 pounds and 15, jump 25 pounds, anyway, letting you know I'm not finna jump 25 pounds. You got me messed up. Y'all got them other boxers out here doing it. Y'all better let them American boxers jump 25 pounds. I'm not jumping 25 pounds for nobody. You better pay me $1 billion if you gonna have me jump 25 pounds. See how unrealistic them expectations are? I ain't finna jump. I wouldn't do it either. And I haven't done it. I've been in that situation. No, I'm not finna walk around. No, sir. Everybody else cutting weight too? Nah, I'm not finna. You're not finna have me doing that. No way. You're gonna have me fighting a 160 and getting dropped. I ain't never been 160 in my life. So that's definitely, I can definitely agree with him on that. That's why I don't put that pressure on him. At first, I was like, I was gonna do that, but that was just gonna be stupidity. Because his frame ain't even, him and Tank around the same frame size, but weight size, nah, I don't see it. I do not see it. But it's definitely something that could be talked about, though. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't entertain it, but let's be real. That's definitely a fight I will watch and entertain. But the realistic part about it, I don't really know. But yeah, but Tank, he definitely calls out everybody. That's the reason the conversation got started. Tank said, "Oh yeah, I definitely love to fight Inoue." You know what I'm saying? Tank said he'll fight Canelo. He said he'll fight Canelo, Crawford. He said he'll fight anybody that's... Shoot, he probably said he even fight Wilder. I don't know. It might sound ridiculous, but I think he said that too. I definitely think he said that. But that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.